Now, Parliament is expected to vote tomorrow on 3 amended bills government has laid before it as part of measures to revamp domestic revenue mobilization and, of course, help the country secure an IMF deal. When passed, the Income Tax Amendment Bill, the Excise Duty Amendment Bill, and the Growth and Sustainability Amendment Bill are expected to rake in about 4 billion annually, 4 billion cedis annually. Now, Chief Executive of the Ghana Upstream Petroleum Chamber, David Ampofo, who is against the growth and sustainability level, says introduction of new taxes is a breach of the already stipulated petroleum agreement. He's been speaking on the marketplace.
Well, I think it is important to understand that the industry is going through some challenging times, and we must not underestimate what taxation and excessive or overtaxation can do. There are several levies that have been in the pipeline for some time. This 1% levy on gross production is essentially, it's like an increase in royalty. Okay, so it's not something that you find if you look at a petroleum agreement between a company and the government. There's no provision for that. It's extremely important that we go about these things with a recognition for the agreements we have. So, I mean, it's not a question of wanting, not wanting to. It's just a question of whether it's even, in the agreement that you have to ensure that you follow the rules. When you have an agreement with companies working in the country, exploring, drilling, looking for oil, risking money and so on, you come to an agreement with them, okay? And government does come to an agreement with them. We're just saying stick to those terms. Coming up every now and then with a tax is not the way you do business. I mean, let me ask you, let's assume that you had a landlord that you had an agreement with for a year, and you came to the agreement how much you pay and what they do. Would you be perfectly all right with it if the landlord came after 3 months and wanted to introduce another fee, and after another 2 months? Of course you wouldn't. I suspect you probably wouldn't even give up the place. That is the sort of thing we are talking about. Companies make investments based on some agreements and projections. When you begin to introduce charges here and then, and you treat them like they are nothing, but they are something. You say, 1% on gross production is significant. And by the way, it's also 5% on profit before tax for service companies. These are the ones who will suffer, the Ghanaian service companies. And we speak about this, forgetting them. We as a chamber represent all of them, the international oil companies, the international service companies, and the local service companies. In fact, we have more Ghanaian companies in the chamber than foreign companies. And all these companies rely on work that's going on offshore. There's not much happening. We have not signed any new agreement for the last 6 years. What is there to tax, I ask you?
Meanwhile...